By now, we've probably all heard of Sting's legendary claims of 7-hour tantric sex with his wife Trudy. But most of us wonder, what exactly is tantric sexuality? Could it improve our relationships? This morning we're going to find out as we welcome to AM Northwest the authors of The Essence of Tantric Sexuality, Mark Michaels and Patricia Johnson.
Hi, guys. A husband and wife author team.
Yes. And we do want to mention that actually we heard a disclaimer from Sting after that he said it was really 4 hours of begging and then a dinner and a movie. Yeah. So that's what we heard.
We didn't hear the 4 hours of begging, but we did hear the dinner and the movie.
All right, so let's try to find out, what is tantric sexuality? What do you mean by that?
Our favorite definition is that Tantra is an ancient tradition that recognizes sexual energy as a source of personal and spiritual empowerment.
It comes out of India. It's closely related to Hinduism. And the idea is that sexual energy is the energy that brings us into the world, that animates life. And that if we can tap into that source of power, we become just better all around people.
Okay. So practically, are we talking about if we make some advancements in this, that we will be closer to our partners and just have a better relationship?
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
Emotionally as well as physically.
Yes.
All right, we wanted to go through a couple things. Let's talk about something you called eye gazing and what the purpose of it is and why you think it's important.
It's the simplest practice, and it can transform a relationship. You stand or sit comfortably facing each other, and we suggest that couples commit to doing this for about 3 minutes a day.
And you gaze in silence. And what happens is that you start to harmonize on a very deep level. And there's a lot of important emotional mirroring that can go on just by gazing and looking intently into each other's eyes. Often couples, if they've been together for a long time, neglect this. They've just
It's a little
stopped.
like meditation, it sounds like.
It does. It puts you in a deep meditative state.
So the first time you do this, how long till you start giggling and laughing at each other?
It depends.
It depends a lot.
Yeah.
We actually started doing this immediately when we started dating, intentionally. And if you think about it, people do it when they're first falling in love, just naturally.
Sure.
You know, couples get out of the habit, and that's when the giggling and laughing may start up, when they're trying to get back into doing it.
But laughter is energy moving, so it's okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sure that would happen at my house if we were to start trying to gaze. There'd be some laughing to start off. Now there's a position called Yab Yum, right? Is that right? Pronounced right?
That's correct.
Okay.
And
Explain that.
that's a position where the man sits cross-legged and the woman straddles him. And it's the best position for lovemaking for a number of reasons, in terms of the stimulation for the woman, in terms of the men being able to control better. It's sort of what Sting was probably doing when he was talking about the 7 hours. You can also be very still in that position.
And it's a great place to meditate in that type of situation, and also you're connecting, your energetic centers are very much in line.
Your bodies are in line. You can also do it in a non-sexual context, just as a way of bringing yourselves into more harmony. The eye gazing and the sitting Yab Yum are things that you can do to reduce conflict. Instead of having an argument, if you take a time out and you do these practices, you can then address the issue a lot more easily.
So was Sting really being serious when he said 7 hours? And who the heck has 7 hours?
Yeah, that's a good question. We certainly don't. So.
Well, he's also gone on to say that the 7-hour thing was you know, he really regrets having said that.
Okay.
And it really is much more about an approach to living than it is about any kind of time limits.
And an approach to your relationship, as if it's your expression of reverence and the place where you really can experience the divine.
Okay, there's another thing called the third eye kiss.
Right.
Explain that for us.
That's a little complex, because there's a whole system of working with energy in Tantra, and it's based on a system called the chakra system, which a lot of people have heard about. There are 7 centers. The third eye, which is the space between the eyebrows, is one of them. And so if you touch your foreheads together, for example, if you're making love in the Yab Yum position, you're creating a circuit of energy that runs through both of you.
There's a good chance that the sensations you're feeling in the lower parts of your body will move right up to your head.
Okay. And then the third eye is right here.
A little bit higher.
A little bit higher.
Okay.
Right
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Eye gazing with yourself. Now, we talked about doing it with your partner. How about with yourself? Like, got to find a mirror?
Yeah, we always brush our teeth in front of a mirror, right? Most of us do. And we recommend that our students develop a real deep sense of reverence and love for themselves. You can only love another to the extent that you love yourself.
Sure.
So this is a wonderful practice of eye-gazing with yourself and taking that time to honor yourself as a divine being.
Are you thinking about something when you're gazing at yourself? Are you trying to mentally be absolutely clear? What's going through your head?
I always think of appreciating. Just if I was to look at someone and say, I appreciate you, what expression would that be? And I give myself that look.
Okay. Yeah. Also, you say it's important to bring adventure into it.
Absolutely. One of our colleagues says that the tantric practitioner is both experimenter and experiment, and we also say laboratory. So it's bringing an attitude of curiosity, of almost scientific observation of what's going on in your life and in your partnership, and it's a way of keeping everything fresh.
And it becomes very collaborative. So you're always jointly deciding something new.
You two have been together for how long?
8 years.
8 years. Because it's clear when we saw you in the green room, when you came out right before we went on, you gave each other a kiss. You're very close. You work at that, don't you? I mean, you make a point to work at this.
We like not to say work.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
Because work implies that it's unpleasant and it's difficult, but it requires attention.
One of our teachers describes love as profound interest. So you think of things that, hobby you really like, or something you really devote a lot of time, a lot of research. We just apply that to our relationship and to each other. Really, we're deeply interested in learning more about each other.
And it's really a never-ending process because we're all changing all the time, so there's always going to be more to learn.
Okay, very interesting.
The book is The Essence of Tantric Sexuality, and we want to tell folks about tonight, a workshop tonight for folks.
And it's at the Goddess Gallery on Southeast Hawthorne Boulevard. And we'll put that information on our website as well so that people can find out more. Thank you both very much.
Thank you very much. We have lots more to come this morning, including, once again, we are giving away a 2-night stay at Mount Hood. It's going to be great. You could win it later on today at AM Northwest.
Practice tantric sexuality.
Yes, you could, for 2 days.